Hi to all, I'm LordJim. Buckle up, we're going to talk about the big guns. We continue our review of the American classics with ice, and this time it's Vermont. In this content, I will tell you about the history of Vermont and a little bit about how battleship weapons work, and we will move on to gameplay. Since Vermont is fictional, we don't have much to talk about historically. During World War I, in the midst of the dreadnought arms race, designers were given complete carte blanche. 7 battleship designs were proposed with maximum capabilities and performance. There was only one restriction. The battleships had to be able to pass through the Panama Canal. The initial design was more conservative compared to the others. The battleship carried 12 large-caliber guns placed in 4 turrets, was reasonably fast, and had very strong armor. Before we continue to Vermont, I want to talk about battleship guns with this an illustration. First, in the powder magazine, 6 powder bags were assembled for just one gun, weighing 50 kilograms. Each, these were passed from the magazine to the powder elevator. The risk of fire required compartments as a magazine explosion could destroy the ship. An explosion in a magazine was usually fatal for the ship involved. Next, there are 2 independent floors with rings containing HE and armor-piercing shells. Based on the target, sailors would move these massive shells with parbuckles to the appropriate gun elevator. At the turret level, the loaders would put the shell into the loading tray, where the rammer would push the heavy shell into the breech. Next, the powder elevator would open to load the powder bags, and these in turn would be rammed into the breech. Once complete, a switch would tell the turret captain that the 3 guns are loaded and ready to fire. At the rear of the turret, an optical rangefinder would have the target acquired with a firing solution to elevate the guns for the right angle, lead, and range to target. The Vermont is a 457mm caliber battleship with 4 turrets and 3 barrels on each turret with a total of 12 total volleys and 2 Sigmas. It has the same caliber as St. Vincent, GK, Kremlin, and similar ships. However, this very large number of guns, which hit quite well, has a very long loading time. Vermont embodies traditional U.S. battleship characteristics that you might already be familiar with in the tech tree, featuring both strong armor and effective anti-aircraft defenses. Her main battery consists of 12 accurate and powerful 457mm guns. However, the ship sacrifices mobility as a result, requiring you to consider careful positioning to avoid getting trapped. Be cautious in engagements and utilize Vermont's strengths to break through enemy lines effectively. Vermont's surface detectability range is average for a Tier 10 battleship. However, she is by far the slowest battleship at her tier, with a maximum speed of 23 knots. This makes it difficult for her to disengage from unfavorable engagements. Conversely, it gives the captain time to assess the situation before becoming committed. Captains can use this time to be extra careful and plan the route in advance so as not to be caught in a bad position during the course of the battle. Vermont can be best described as a ship of extremes. On one hand, she has arguably the most lethal main battery guns at Tier 10. She is the slowest Tier X battleship by a large margin. This position gives her the ability to create crossfires with friendly battleships on the flanks. While other battleships may be able to rotate from their initial flank during the mid-game, Vermont is not fast enough to do so. Positioning centrally gives her a head start to move to whichever flank she will have more impact in during the late game. Vermont is a challenging battleship to play, and inexperienced battleship captains will have difficulties with her due to the fact that positioning mistakes are punished particularly hard. Once caught in a bad position, it is difficult to disengage and will often result in death. She really shines in the hands of an experienced captain who is able to draw out the full potential from her strengths while compensating for her weaknesses. Even with acceleration equipment, you could knit a sweater in the time it takes her to come to a complete stop. Her power comes with a cost, so you have to plan your movements carefully in Vermont, because once you're in trouble, you're not getting back out of it. Vermont is the one-punch man of Blitz and can eliminate a good many opponents in but a single salvo, but moves slow, reloads slow, turns slow, and dies slow.
That was a great battle.
Target penetrated.
Requesting assistance.
Enemy aircraft incoming!
Requesting support.
Our team captured the area. Precise aim activated. Enemy torpedoes spotted.
Roger. Roger.
Enemy aircraft incoming! Enemy torpedoes spotted! Enemy aircraft incoming! Nice shot! Enemy aircraft incoming! Enemy ship destroyed.
That was a great battle.
Enemy aircraft incoming! Precise aim activated. We're hit! Our team is about to win. Our team is about to win.